Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to everyone. Good morning to my YouTube viewers. Good morning to my Instagram viewers. And good morning to my Facebook viewers. Good morning to everyone. Beautiful day today. We made it through the week. It's Friday and it's the weekend. So this is that time to do social things. So this story, today's morning story, is a short story. It's about a made-up guy. His name is Benny, and we've all encountered Benny before. We've encountered whether it's Benny or whether it's Karen or whether it's Sharon. We know that these types of individuals, they exist, and we encounter them, whether on a job, whether in family, whether in a relationship, whether in social circles, we encounter them. So today we're going to learn about the thought process that some of these individuals carry and why, these people most of the time are alone and by themselves. There's a reason for it. So today's short story is Nobody Likes Benny. So Benny is like this self-righteous guy, and he's overconfident, just good all around, good to everyone. But he's feeling a little uneasy because things are changing in Benny's life as he gets older. So he can't figure it out on his own. So he goes to his doctor, and he makes an appointment, goes to his doctor. He's like, Doc, I don't know what's wrong with me. I thought maybe, it might be my hygiene. Thought maybe I smelt bad, or my breath. But I'm a clean guy, as you can see, and my breath is okay. So, I just don't understand why, when I begin conversations with people, they tend to walk away from me, even in, around the family. So, maybe I'm coming down with something. Can you help me out, Doc? So the doctor responds and says, you came to the right place, Benny. This is what I'm here for, and, we're going to get you right. We're going to get you ready to go and get you back out there. So, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? So Benny tells the doctor, go ahead, doc, ask away. So the first question that the doctor asks, he says, Benny, tell me about your childhood. So Benny smiles and he's like, man, my childhood was awesome. All the kids, they all wanted to hang out with me. All the girls in the neighborhood, they were in love with me. I had an awesome time, growing up. I kind of wish, I could have went back there. So the doctor says, okay, Benny, let's move on to another question. Tell me about your employment. So Benny goes on to say, well, right now, Doc, I have some prospects. My last job wasn't a good fit. They wanted an employee, but as you can see, I'm a leader, and I expected to be paid as such. And the last place where I worked, they promised, but it never came to fruition. So I have some prospects. Things are looking up. So he says, well, okay, Benny, why don't you tell me about your family life? Tell me about, your wife, your kids. So Benny goes on. He says, oh, wow. He said, I'm an awesome dad. I see my kids every weekend. When I go and I pick up their brothers and sisters, my other kids, we all spend a weekend together. So we do things every week. I'm there. I'm a present father. So uh, as far as my wife goes, I left her. She really didn't deserve me. I really put a little too much into the relationship, and I got nothing in return. So, I'm better off alone. But at the time, I am dating. So the doctor says, okay, well, Benny, that's enough with that. He said, I pretty much have a solution for you. And I got good news for you, and I got bad news for you. So Benny's like, hit me with it, Doc. Hit me with it. So he's like, well, I'm gonna give you the good news. The good news, Benny, is that you're not coming down with anything. And as far as your hygiene goes, that's kind of in question. But the bad news, Benny, you're just an asshole. So you know, with that story, we say, okay, that's the short story, and it brings it to the point because, maybe the people didn't want to be around Benny because, they knew what type of person Benny is. The only one who didn't get the memo was Benny. But let's talk about today, the mindset of a Benny, a Karen, or a Sharon, or, whoever else that it might be, a Bill, a Todd, whoever else it might be. Um, you know, First and foremost, there should never be sympathy. There should never be, well, this person's just misunderstood. That's the warning, because other people don't associate with this individual, even though they may present themselves to be responsible, they work, and they do everything that a normal person does. And we're going to get to why that is, that they can do those normal things, but behind closed doors be the worst person or be the worst person in front of you. And we're going to learn about that. But first, uh, we have to realize that bad people, bad people, they know that they're bad. They know that they're bad. And the ironic thing about that is that in their mind, in their subconscious mind, and we're always going to talk about subconscious because whatever you put in there becomes your reality. Um, they believe that everyone else is like them. They don't see themselves as different from anyone else. And they think that, there's a scheme or there's always something and it always has to revert back to them. So bad people, they know that they're bad. And, okay, and bad people see nothing wrong with it. And it ties in with the fact that they think everybody is like that. So they see nothing wrong with their behavior. So you're not going to get them to change, no matter how much love, no matter how much understanding, no matter how much faith, no matter how much hope that you put into that person. That person cannot change. Remember, to all the viewers, the only person that can change you is you. So um, another thing that uh, uh, bad people know and do is they blame other people for their happiness. They blame other people for everything in life that goes awry in their life. They never take responsibility. And that's another way that you can point them out is because of that they never take responsibility for their actions. They blame people for the things that happen in their lives. They never say, hey, maybe it's just me. So with that, you know, um, I want to say how this applies to today, and the ways that we spot this, because these types of individuals, the Bennies of the world, they bring on hate, they bring on jealousy, they bring on envy, they bring on everything that you do not want. And with COVID being here, a lot of us were spared, and in a sense, it was a good thing, because what COVID did was COVID showed us, it slowed things down where we didn't have to be around people, that we hadn't been, we were always around, we were distant. So because of this distance, we we we've begun to see how people might just be, and we question things and relationships that we've had with individuals, throughout this time, where we never questioned those types of the relationships before. So, with social circles and everything getting back to normal, it's a fitting story for the morning. And what we can learn from someone like a Benny, well, we'll say someone like Benny, is, nobody likes Benny because Benny doesn't like himself. So it goes again. You can use that in situations of love. You can use that in situations of friendship. You can use that situation in a workplace. If a person does not know themselves, then how can they perform for others? Everything is a facade, and what they do is a facade, and anything that they do is short-lived because they need for you to trust them right away. They need for you to believe in them right away. They need for you for them to have your attention right away. And that's the importance of why we self-reflect, to step back from it in order to look at the situation to see if that's a situation that is beneficial to us as well as the people that are around us. Because remember, when we invite people like a Benny into our social circles, we invite him to everything else, him or her, to everything else that's around us and the people that are around us. So that, in a sense, we want to be, wary of how we go about, forming these types of friendships. So, with that, everyone, I want to say have an awesome day, have a beautiful day. There was an event in Meriden, which was a meditation gathering. It was canceled, but the event itself should be rescheduled. Anyone from Meriden, Connecticut who knows about this event, it's worth doing over because to get people in any set gathering where you're not complaining and you're not protesting and you know you're not at odds or striking on a job. You're just there for peace. And these are the events that we should have more of, not just in Meriden, Connecticut, but around the world, where people gather just to have peace, not to talk about nothing, but just be. And then by doing things like this, we'd have less Bennies and Karens and Sharons running around, the world. So with that, I want to say thank you, and also thank you to the new subscriber. I know that there's a few subscribers, but it hasn't been showing up as far as names go, so I can't give you a shout out as far as your name goes. But remember, everyone that supports this channel, it's a good thing because this message is for everybody. It's not just for any one person. So I'm thankful to you all for sharing and for joining me every morning. And with that, I want to say click, like, and subscribe, and peace, and have an awesome, awesome day. It's a beautiful day, and blessings.